Hey everyone, welcome back to Seven Shepherds Farm. Today we're going to take you through a complete day in our life from start to finish as full-time sheep farmers. If you're new to this channel, my husband and I are full-time sheep farmers. We run a little over 1,000 head of ewes right now on our own farm and a rental farm. Typically on this channel we just take you along and kind of show you how we move the sheep every day and practice rotational grazing and regenerative ag, but today we thought it would be fun to show you like what else our day entails. So we're going to take you along from milking the cow this morning to moving some sheep to picking up some new guard dogs to working on some fence. So it's going to be an interesting day. We have a lot planned. We'll see how much we get done today, but follow along and see what all our day looks like as full-time farmers.
All right, so I'm out here feeding our milk cow's calf this morning. So we give this calf, it's basically the oldest milk that cow that we have in the refrigerator left for this calf. So we do not calf share. We have that milk cow, she's on about 10 acres over there. So if the calf is with her, we found that it's really hard to get her to come up in the morning to milk. So we don't calf share, like I said. We just separate the cow from the calf, and basically we feed the calf her milk anyway. So we just give it a bottle 3 times a day. So this is a good job for the kids usually during the summertime. But since I'm helping Courtney milk the cow this morning, I just went ahead and fed this calf. And so we'll feed it early in the morning, and then we'll feed it around noon, and then we'll feed it again at night. So, and we're milking that cow twice a day right now. We've done it both ways, between once a day and twice a day. But that particular cow, it seems like she does better if we milk her twice a day, so that's what we're doing this year. So
This calf looks nothing like her mom. She's a full Guernsey, and we bred her to our old Hereford bull. So as you can see, the calf got all of his dad's genes. She looks like a full Hereford, doesn't she?
yeah, it's a little heifer calf, but yeah, she's half Guernsey, half Hereford, but she looks just like a Hereford.
All right, we're gonna go and milk Taffy, the milk cow, now. Okay, so the first thing we do every morning after we make our coffee is we come down here and we milk our milk cow. This is usually something that doesn't take more than 30 minutes from start to finish. She's a pretty quick milker. We have just an old Surge milking bucket that I found on Facebook Marketplace that we use. And it's really handy. It's really easy to clean up. Everything just is clean. It stays right here in this bucket. There's no transporting the milk out in the heat with the flies or anything like that. So we do it under her belly. I know there's many different ways you can use a Surge milker, but we do it under her belly. Just hang it there while she milks. And then we just have a solar power generator down here because we don't have electric run to the barn. And then just a vacuum pump that runs to the milker. So the battery pack and the pump and the battery pack, they stay down here all the time usually, unless we have to charge the battery. So anyways, all we carry with us every day is just the milking bucket and the water to clean her up. Everything else stays in here, so it's usually pretty quick.
One of the things I like about this milker, the main thing I like about it, is the only distance the milk has to travel is between here and this like 6-inch hose, and then it's in the container that it's going to stay in. So there's no long hoses to clean after you're done milking.
And everything on this Surge milker is new except for the bucket and the lid. So I purchased, like I said, I purchased it on Facebook Marketplace, and it came with like all the old tubes and pulsator and all that. But I purchased a brand new pulsator and tubes, even air hoses from Hamby Dairy Supply. They're a really good resource for family milk cow people. If that's something that you're wanting to get into, they're a really good resource. They have lots of options, from like used milkers to new milkers, and just all kinds of different pieces that you might need. So that's where I purchased all, like I said, all the new stuff except for the bucket and the lid. This battery pack will usually last us maybe a week. 75% charged still, so, and then we'll just take it inside and we charge it at the wall. It can run off solar though, if we would hook up like a solar panel out here, but it's easy enough just to take it to the house.
Until they're all hooked up.
Okay, another thing that we like to use for the first like 2 weeks after she has a calf, we're just about probably done using it, is this stuff. It's called Dynamint. It's just a lotion that we rub kind of on her bag and her udders, just for the first couple of weeks to help with inflammation after she has a calf. She's free to go until evening. Come on. Good girl. So as you can see, the cow and the calf can see each other throughout the day if they want, but they're not like bawling for each other, and she doesn't seem bothered by it at all. She's 10 years old and we got her from a dairy, so she has never raised a calf. She's not used to raising a calf. We did leave the calf on her for the first couple of days just so it could get all the colostrum that it needed, and she did okay with it, but she's not used to having to take care of a calf and look after a calf. So it works out ideally that the calf can be up here, they can see each other, but as you can see, they're not bothered by not being able to get together. So anyways, just wanted to point that out as well. Okay, so we like to just use a really large milk strainer with a 2-gallon bucket, and so we just kind of strain it all at one time, so we're not doing it in every individual jar. So even though everything went straight into the bucket, we still do strain it just for extra precaution. We rendered some lard last night, so it's still hardening up here on the table. But that's it. That's all we do for straining. And then we just pour it in the jars and wash up our buckets. And that's it for our morning milking routine. Usually get about 2 gallons in the morning and 2 gallons at night. Like we said, the calf gets 1.5 gallons every day, and then we drink what we want, and anything extra that we have, we will give to the guardian dogs as well. They really like this treat of extra milk. Make lots of ice cream, butter, mozzarella cheese, and then of course as a family of 7, we drink plenty of it ourselves. So, all right, well that was it for milking. I'm gonna go wash everything up and then we're gonna take you along on some sheep moves at our own place and at the rental farm. Okay, we're down here at our own farm. We're gonna move our smaller flock of sheep. We don't usually take you guys along on those moves just because we don't move them as often as the other sheep. Ours have already proven over the last 6 years that they're extremely parasite resistant and we just don't have to move them quite as often. Plus it just gives us more time to focus on getting the rental farm ready for those sheep and to move them more often until we build up, you know, the flock, the hardy flock like we have here. So anyways, we have, like I said, they're coming down the hill here. They're in a very large paddock. They've been in here for a couple of days, and we're gonna move them just right here into this bottom field. So we're gonna take you along on our move today too, because it's part of our day in the life. Pause. What do you think, Sam? You saw the gate open, didn't you?
Boy. Come on, Sam boy.
Okay, so here's our flock at home. We lamb the same time as we do the rental farm, so they've got big lambs on them. We've got about 100 ewes in here, plus their lambs. Let me move out of the way here. Kind of pouring off this hillside here, coming out of this woods.
Alright, so I'm actually going to have to push these sheep out today. We put this fence up. This is only the second time they've moved through this fence here, so they're not quite used to the setup. And they shorted the gate basically and came walking back down the fence line. So we'll get them pushed through. Once about 20 of them walk through, then the rest of them kind of try to take the shortcut, and they just missed the gate totally. So they were just walking right back down the fence line. We'll get them pushed through. Come on, sheep. This is already humid. This morning they kind of like being in the shade. Got all these cedar trees up here they don't like to get out of. But once we make this move a few times, they'll get used to it and there won't be any problems. But this is real life. It doesn't always go as you have it planned out. There's a gate right there by that big tree. But this group totally missed it. It's probably really hard to see even on camera here. There's a fence right where we're walking down. I don't want them to run through the fence, obviously. Tear the clips off. Mess my wire up. Come on, girls. It's good to have some good help too. Help push them through. See there, that one found it. See, all the first ones, they walked right through because I drove through there. But then, even this one here is trying to turn. She thinks she can take a shortcut basically, but she has to go around. Probably a poor design gate on my part. Should have angled it a different way. There they go. So they'll be out in this bottom field for probably about 4 days. Like Courtney was saying, we don't move these quite as often as we do at the rental farm because these are some really hardy sheep. We've had them for 5 years now, 5 or 6 years. And so we move them about usually 3 to 4 days, but every once in a while we will leave them in there for a week.
All right, we got the water tank all set up here. Sheep are out grazing. Drop some scraps off for the dogs. This is one of the new female guardian dog that we got. We named her Lucy. So she's growing nice and big. But we're going to shut the gate now and head to our next flock. You shut the gate, mister. Thank you. All right. On to the rental farm. Okay, one thing we had to do before we went and moved this flock of sheep at the rental farm was we had to pick up a couple of reels and fence posts. The reels we picked up right now just happen to be out in this large bottom field below the shop here. You can kind of see the line. It went this fence, it was just a temporary fence with reels, went all the way up to those barns there. So Jake did that while I ran home and got another battery pack. So he's just reeling this up, and then we will go and put these reels and fence posts in a different paddock where we're moving the sheep to. So this is just kind of part of the process. It takes time, but it's worth it whenever you're able to move your sheep so often and to smaller paddocks. All right, got everything picked up. Now we'll be ready to head to the next paddock and put this back up in a new location. This is kind of one of our, we call them our fencing buggies. We got a couple of these four-wheelers set up the same way, just so multiple people can be putting up fence, or multiple four-wheelers can be ready to put up fence, but has a little fence unroller attachment and plenty of spots to put all of the fence posts. So
yeah, this is the long run, so it's pretty well full right now. But
okay, so Jake is working on a divider fence in this field. We do still use 2 reels with these sheep. We have had no trouble with any of them getting out lately, but with all the lambs and everything, we just think it's best to use 2 reels still with this group. So he's putting this up. They'll get this side of the field today and tomorrow. And then they'll get this side of the field, which also is kind of separated by a big chunk of woods. And then there's another open field on the other side of the woods. So they'll get that paddocked then after that. But today he's just putting up a divider fence at the top of this hill right here, all the way down to this creek opening. The sheep are right through here. You can see the two dogs laying right there. They're on the other side of the fence through this creek. So I'm working on putting up a divider fence through the creek right here. This is just temporary. We just throw up 2 reels right here before we move them. That way they have a lane to move through. This is nothing that we keep up permanently through here because the water would wash it out every time it rains. So it didn't take me long at all, maybe 10 minutes to put up these 2 reels. So I'm not quite done yet, but I just wanted to show you what we're working on. As soon as we get this lane put up and he's finished putting up that divider fence, we will move this large group of sheep, and then it'll be on to our next project of the day. But this is going to be a really cool move because they are going to have to go through this creek, which has a lot of water. We got 4 inches of rain over the weekend, so it's quite a bit of water in this creek that normally doesn't run much. So they will have to get through that. We haven't had much trouble with them getting through water though lately, so should go okay. The boys are taking a little break and playing in the creek. Oxen's soaked. All right, let me finish putting up this divider fence.
All right, so we were thinking we were close to being ready to move the sheep, so we always make a quick perimeter run around the whole paddock that we're going to be moving the sheep into, and well, we found an issue, which I brought this little chainsaw with me because it's been a little while since we've been in this paddock, and we've had a few storms since then, so I thought this could be a possibility. But this is a pretty good sized tree, so we'll see if this little 12-inch saw can handle it, but I don't really feel like going all the way back to the shop to get the big saw. So this is just something, you know, a day in the life. This is what, you know, you're gonna run into problems like this at least pretty well every day or every week. So we'll get this tree cut off the fence and patch it up enough to where it'll hold the sheep and hopefully still get them moved. I might have to get a real saw. I can pretty well tell already it's not going to make it. I only have 1 battery, so we'll run back to the shop, get a real saw, and yeah, cut this tree up, maybe get a little bit of more fencing supplies to patch this little bit of perimeter fence, and then hopefully we'll be ready to move those sheep. We're back out here. Had to run to the shop and grab a regular saw. So we'll see if we can get this tree cut up and kind of patch this fence up. This fence has been here for 100 years the way it looks anyway. So we'll patch it up as best we can, at least sheep proof it, and yeah, hopefully still get them sheep moved here in a minute. All right, finally got it cut. Had a terribly dull chain, so got that taken care of, and then it did cut right through now. So I just cut a chunk out of this, and we'll just roll it out of the way. I'm gonna put this on before I break it. It's been kind of one of days. Nothing seems to be going quite right, but nothing too catastrophic yet. So as you can see, it's pretty this wire it's not exactly tied all the way down. So it didn't really break much. I'm just gonna stretch this woven wire back up. This is not gonna be one of my proudest moments when I'm fixing fence. I can guarantee you that. But I'm just gonna wire that up to this post. This post is still on the ground. We got a T-post here. That's gonna hold good enough. Still in there. I'll take that clip loose. Basically, I'm gonna stretch all this back upwards to where the sheep can't just walk through the fence. But it doesn't look like too many of the wires are actually broke. A couple of these old barbed wires on top. So anyway, I'll just...
No way! No way! No way!
This is one of those fences where if you mess with it too much, it falls apart. So I kind of stood that up, and then another wire broke. So it's old enough to where the wire is actually getting like rotten. So we're gonna do as best we can. The boys are extremely excited to see bad news with the tree over the fence. They love it. Give me extra work. They think it's hilarious. One of these days they'll be fixing it and they won't think it's as funny. But today it was funny.
Yep.
Alright, that's the broken one.
No!
As I was saying, the wire is so rotten that you can't really even twist it.
No!
Alright. This is called making it work.
No!
Not doing it's not the best fix, but it's gonna work. So we're gonna make it work until another big tree. If you look down the fence line, there's been many a dead tree fall over this fence in the last 20 years.
My own tree saw. Oh yeah.
I'm getting Max a chainsaw for his birthday. Then he can fix this fence next time.
Good. Alright, let's see if we can get those chickens.
Yep. Molly. How are you, girl? Courtney's gonna call him, and I'm gonna do the pushing today. So I'll have her get him started. Hopefully Molly will follow Courtney. Sheep will follow Molly. Oh, got 4 guardian dogs in this pen right now. We got 3 of them up top here, and I can see Proto running across the bottom there. We're gonna go down and see what Courtney's doing. She got a little bit of dog food with her.
magical bucket of dog food here. We have to feed the dogs today, so sometimes just shaking a little bucket of dog food can get them. Are the dogs attacking you? All right. Ready, dude? The dogs were getting him. All right. Not really. They were just licking on him. Let's go, guys. I think they're ready to follow us now. Look at all of them coming out of the woods. They're following behind us. They're ready. Can you call me Sassy Pants? Somebody's been watching too much Ranching Sodak. Now he calls me Sassy Pants.
I'm going to see Sassy Pants. Mom?
Ranching Sodak, if you're watching this, you have some fan favorites on here. Here they come. Can you sit down? YouTube wants to see the sheep move, not the back of your head. All right, here they come. Remember I told you they have that water crossing to go through, or the creek, but it seems like all right, we had to move to the other side. We had
Courtney's already going that way with the rest of them, so we don't want to be left behind. The good thing about sheep is they don't like being left behind. They like to all stick together in the same flock. So. Come on, girls. Well, I found a whole group of them. There's a couple of different creeks they're really going to have to cross. There's a couple of these little branches here that just have like little pools of water. And then there's the bigger creek that we put that fence across earlier. But these girls are awful happy in the shade. It's 12:30. It's kind of hot out. They don't really want to move. But the main group is on the way. So I'm just doing what I can to get these to get a move on before we get totally left behind everybody else. They're coming out. They don't like it, but they're coming. Looks like they're making it across that water gap. Following us right up.
All right, I think this group is done with being moved. Jake and the boys are going to go and pull the dog feeder and the mineral feeder through, as well as set up the water tank, while I run about an hour into town to pick up, well, to a different town to pick up 2 new Guardian pups. So I'm going to take you along to pick up the Guardian pups, and Jake's going to kind of show what they do while I'm gone. So we're not always together. Most of the time we are, but sometimes I have to go and run an errand. So anyways, I will give you a Guardian dog update while I'm on my way to get those new pups, and we'll see what Jake and the boys have planned while I'm gone. Okay. It's just something else that was on our agenda for today, so I'm going to take you guys along to do that, or at least show you the new pups whenever I get back home. But I wanted to just give you guys an update on the Guardian dog situation. So at our home place, we still have 4 Guardian dogs. We have Sam, an intact male, and then we have 3 females. We have Lucy, that new female that we had gotten a few months ago. She's doing really well. She's pretty much sticking with Sam, which is what we were hoping, because we kind of want her to turn out like Sam. And then we have 2 other females, like an older Pyrenees, and then that one that kind of just sticks within the flock that we can't really catch. So anyways, we have those 4 at home. At the rental farm, we ended up only keeping 2 of the other pups that we were training, and then we sold all the females, so we have 2 male pups. And then we have Molly, who was from our home place, and then we had Bilbo and Frodo. Frodo's still with the other 2 dogs out in the flock, and then Bilbo is still, he's recovered, but we just haven't turned him back out with the flock. We actually turned him in with our rams, mature rams that we kind of have around the barn, and it's been the perfect job for him while he recovers. So I picked up 2 more male pups to start training, because whenever we turn sheep on the other side of the road, we're going to have a lot more dog power to be able to keep up with the other side of the road with dogs and sheep. So we're going to put one of these new pups with Bilbo, just the pup and Bilbo, with the mature rams. So he'll be training in there. I got 2 male pups. And then the other male pup is going to be going with the large flock with Molly and Frodo and Bear and Moose. So like I said, those older pups at the rental farm are over a year old now, so it's time to start training another one. And like we said in a previous video, we only want to train 1 dog at a time per flock, and we just didn't think Lucy was quite old enough to add a dog with her yet, because she's kind of still a pup herself. But we are going to buy another dog here in about 2 months. We've already spoken for him, and we will add him to our home flock with Lucy and Sam. So anyways, we've got some more dogs that will be in training. I hope this is the last group of dogs that we have to buy for a while. I'm hoping that we can just use Lucy as kind of our breeder dog, because we love that when the dogs are like born and trained with the flock. So that's what we would prefer. So anyways, hopefully these are the last dogs we have to purchase.
All right, Max and I just finished up moving the dog feeder, and we moved that mineral feeder in with this group of sheep here at the rental farm. So finally got everybody settled in. Took us quite a bit longer than what I was planning on, since I had that big dead tree over the fence, but we finally got it taken care of and got the fence fixed and got everybody across and settled in. And now it's definitely the hottest part of the day. It's probably almost 3 o'clock at this point. So I was going to put up some more fence today, some permanent fence, but we'll see if we get to that at this point. Still need to go milk that cow one more time and check over some other animals we have. So but yeah, we got all the sheep moved, everybody's settled in, got all the fences checked, got the water set up. So I think everybody's good to go for today. And like I said, I'd like to put up a little bit of fence yet, but we'll see if I can find the time or energy to knock that project out before tonight. So.
Okay, I just got back with the new guardian puppies. So this one that Lenny is holding right here is one of them. I think they said his name was Wolfie, so we might keep that Wolf. We'll see. We have so many dog names, it's always hard to name them. And then the one that Huxton has down here is the other one. And we talked about maybe naming him Roscoe.
Want me to be this one, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest one. He's a big old boy, isn't he?
Yeah, that one is small one. That way I'm the little one.
And then this one that Rowan is holding is just going to one of our friends. So I just picked up her dog for her, and then she's coming this afternoon to pick it up. That one's not ours. We just got 2, one for each flock. So I think they'll be a good addition. They are an Anatolian Great Pyrenees mix. So that's the mix that we really like. That's what Sam is, and that's what Lucy is, and that's what Bilbo and Frodo are. That's the mix they are, Anatolian and Great Pyrenees. So we really like that mix, and we'll see once how these guys do. I think they'll do really well with the proper training. You can train just about any of them. So, all right, well, we're gonna go check back in with Jake and Max and see what all they got done while we were getting puppies, and then we'll take you along on our evening routine. We're out here doing our evening chores now. Our oldest daughter fed the bottle calf during lunch today, and so now she's getting her evening bottle. So we're out here doing that. Gonna milk the cow one more time. Our daughter's gonna ride the horse for a little while. We might go swimming in our pool for a while tonight, but mostly we are done for the day as far as work on the farm is concerned. We did lots of sheep moves today. Picked up our new guardian pups that we will introduce to the new flocks tomorrow. Okay, we hope everyone enjoyed following along with us on this day in the life as full-time farmers. So it's just kind of a little glimpse into our life and what we do here on a very large farm with a lot of different animals. So is there anything else you want to add about the day?
I only got about half done what I wanted to get done, which is pretty typical.
Yeah.
So
we always start out with a huge list of things we want to accomplish every day. And one thing I haven't mentioned is that every day is never the same. Every day is different on the farm. There's never 2 days the same. And new complications arise every single day. So you just kind of have to go with it. So we added a lot more to our list to tomorrow that we didn't get done today.
Yep. Every time you make a list, pretty well get about half of that done, which is basically what we did today. But we got the main things done. We got all the sheep moved to the new paddocks, so they're good for a couple days. So we can go ahead and take care of anything that didn't get done today. We can do tomorrow or the next day, and then we'll move the sheep again. So.
Yeah, and that large group of sheep too, like we put up the temporary electric, so all we have to do to move them is just like call them through a little strand, not like through a creek. There's a lot less prep work in 2 days. So hopefully the rest of the week we can get a lot more fence done on the other side of that large farm. So, all right, well, thanks for following along, and we'll hope to see you later this week.